learning the 7 deadly sins. I don't know that I learned more than one thing when I was a graduate student in English, when I was failing at being a graduate student in English at a Jesuit university to be named later. I don't know that I learned more than one thing, but I did learn one, the 7 deadly sins. Not how to commit them, but how to commit them to memory. This was under one of the oddest, least effective, and best professors I ever had, The Rock. Long before Dwayne Johnson, I was in and out of graduate school before that Rock was in and out of elementary school. This The Rock, Assistant Professor Randwell, not Randall, Randwell Stone, the literature of the American South. Hath not the morning dawned with added light? And shall not evening call another star out of the infinite regions of the night? To mark this day in heaven, at last we are, and so forth. Row after row, with strict impunity, the headstones yield their names to the element. The wind whirs without recollection. In the riven troughs, the splayed leaves pile up. Of nature, the casual sacrament, etc. Dawn and death, and in between we spend most of our time in sin, and the rest, at least we should, in confession. At the blackboard, his back to us, Professor Stone chalked P-A-G-G-L-E-S, Paggles. Stone was not to everyone's taste. He was small, weedy, but quite handsome, though unkempt. He was both deferential and sardonic. Every class hunched over the desk in the front of the classroom. He called the roll, though there weren't more than 12 of us in the course. Arbor Day, here. Bernonioni, here. Careless, present. Diet Rich, the hyphenated Welsh Englishman. Mr. Diet Rich, not with us today. Flannel, Foster, Frontierland, Malingerer, and so forth. But always in a different order, as if the alphabet were in a constant state of rearrangement. The teaching method, such as it was very informal lecture, interrupted by questions, though the questions came from Stone himself. Tell me about this, he would begin, as Diet Rich slipped through the door and slid into his seat. Stone looked up, then back down as if at his book. He was really quoting from memory. Thou trade, thou king of the modern days, change thy ways, change thy ways. Let the sweaty laborers file a little while, where art and nature sing and smile. Why would they? He asks. Art and nature, capital A, capital N, sing and smile. First, what else is capitalized? Mr. And he hesitated. The softest of questions. Stone always saved the softest, easiest of questions for Mr. Diet Rich. But before the late D.R. could open his mouth and say trade, the obvious answer, oh, no, sorry, Stone would go right on. Mr. Diet Rich was not able to be with us today. No latecomer ever escaped this ritual charade. Ever. P-A-G-G-L-E-S, he chalked on the board, Paggles. Pride, anger, gluttony, greed, lust, envy, and sloth, Paggles. It's the simplest of lessons, one little trick that we don't forget. Now, before you climb in bed tonight, when you're kneeling down to pray, you can confess your sins by name. God loveth a careful confessor when the innocent sweet day is dead, dark night having slain her in her bed.